Welcome back to another reaction, this time for Gnosia, episode 4. I guess this is going to be a very quick loop.
お前が凍りなさい、有利。
Whatever you say.
また新しい人が。言葉もないといった顔ですね。何が望みですか？あなたは。わからないのですね。面白い。それもあの者の意志ということです。
Their will. She also has a little fan. Again, she does seem very noble-like, similar to Rakyo, but more haughty instead of antagonistic.
意志。
It's less that she is... It feels less that she is hating on Yuri, but it's mostly the only real choice.
あの者。まあ良いでしょう。ついてきなさい。
What about being frozen? Why were you not in the room this time?
ユーリ、節、もう目覚めたんだね。どう？少しは分かった？即性学習。
サボタージュですか？そんな真似許しません。
At this point, Setsu was never a Gnosia. So we should keep that in mind.
彼女は
ユリコ。私もよく知らないけど、亜光側線の巫女だったらしい。
Shrine maiden from a sublight speed ship. Huh? So she's a shrine maiden, okay. That it all makes a little bit more sense of because she's like their will, you know, connection with the gods and stuff. Which means that maybe we get a new role of a maiden. But from a sublight speed ship. So I assume they can't warp? Maybe? Maybe their normal travel time is slower? The question is, how are you here? Did you board from that other ship, or were you here from the beginning? Why is that so important to mention? Because she's the only one, or the first one we got some more information from. You know, we supposedly rescued this one girl last time. But other than that, we don't really know where these people are coming from, what their previous thing is. We know the one alien guy got some kind of injury and has an artificial skin. So she's the first one we really get to know a little bit more about her background. Assuming this is not going to change. That is the big part. It could change next run. It could be, she could be someone different. Totally forgot the opening. So we had SQ as the evil one, Gina as evil, and I forgot the new name. Last time I believe it was Gina again with the new girl. Which is interesting because Rakyu at this point was never wrong. Not wrong, but bad. Even contrarily, he was always put on ice, which is funny. Because the opening is really like, oh, this is a bad girl, and this is a bad guy, and it's like, he never, at this point, never was bad. It would be good if he turns out to never be bad. he's just antagonistic. We have not seen her yet. Maybe this episode. We also have the guy with the cat. And the dolphin one. So who are we missing? We are missing a bunch of people, or still. We're missing the glasses guy right in the middle. Then we have not met the silver-haired. Them next to the glasses guy, the dolphin we have not met. The cowboy and the cat guy. And the girl. So, and the other, we only have met half the people. It's easier to count who we met than not have met. Okay, anyone else? No. Gina's not here. And where's the shrine main?
ジナがいない。
さあ、揃ったようだね。
Are we? Okay, so we are switching characters.
じゃあ、そろそろ始めようか。
ジナは
ジナ、誰だいそれは。
どうやらまだ記憶が混乱してらっしゃるよ。
Oh yeah, I did not read that. There was no... Okay.
まだ記憶が混乱してらっしゃるようですね。この世界線ではそもそもこの船に逃げてきてないということか。あ、いや、ごめん。勘違いだった。
So she's outside. What is the fan doing? First off, where's the engineer? Last time we had an engineer, we don't have an engineer now. Second, what is the fan doing?
なんであんなとこに
The fan is totally useless. You know, the fan has like a dual purpose. One, you can fan yourself, sure. But the second one is to hide your face. I don't know why. I can only surmise that it was seen as not chic or beautiful if a woman would change her facial features into displeasure or whatever. Or maybe a smirk. Or maybe they just wanted to hide a little bit of mystique. This one does not do any of that. Unless it's a holograph. And we don't really see her real face behind that. It's just a picture of her neutral.
圧強えよな。
お前はこの舞台の狂言回しなのでしょ。さあ、幕を切るがいい。
ああ、レビの報告によると、この中にグノーシアが一人紛れ込んでいる。
I have to say, I like, until this point, I like all the girls. Everyone is unique. They're all different. I mean, all the guys also. The problem is, some of them are neither. So hard to pinpoint those, especially because we don't really know who of these people are neither. We know Rakyu probably is genderless, and Setsu could be genderless. We don't really have confirmation. We only heard, because the timeline changes stuff. It could be that depending on the timeline, Setsu is male or female, or Setsu is just genderless. I'm assuming the alien could be genderless as well. Yuri, maybe a guy, could also be genderless. I don't know. I only know Booba's a woman. Easy.
とはいえ、誰がグノーシアかはわからない。
いっさ、くじ引きで決めちゃいますか？
え？
結局。
To be honest, at this point, the biggest chance to get the Gnosia, I'm assuming we get another positive or friendly role introduced. Maybe it is the shrine main.
また最初からか。ジナがおらず、新たなメンバーも増えて
I also assume there are two Gnosia.
条件が違う以
I
上
don't know if it's Gnosia, Gnosia, whatever.
誰がグノーシアなのかなんてわかるはずもない。だいたいグノーシアを見つけたところで何になるというんだ。グノーシアの排除に失敗し、最初の日に戻されてるうちはまだ希望があった。グノーシアを排除できればこのループから抜け出せると思っ
Bella, I believe, was her name, right?
ていたから。でもグノーシアを特定しコールドスリープに追い込むことに成功しても結局ループは起きた。
Right, in that loop, I totally forgot. In that loop, Raku was the bad guy. Never mind.
1日目に戻って
Yeah, so you succeeded, went back in time. The question now is, okay, what is the win condition? Is it getting rid of the Gnosia without losing anyone? Are the games going to get harder and harder? And to, again, feels very much like someone is training something with these simulations. I don't know if maybe humans are being trained to identify Gnosia, or Gnosia are being trained to understand how humans would identify them and then use countermeasures. Don't really know. Could also be the whole thing of, hey, this is like a game show and people just watch it for entertainment. These could also be all androids. Many ways this could go.
しまった。船がグノーシアに支配されても排除に成功しても同じ1日目に戻るのだとしたらこの会議に意味はない。
すぐわかるよ。すぐわかるよ。だから頑張ってほしい。みんなと君自身のために。
頑張れって言われて
Again, you have to just... I'm assuming there is some time between the meeting and the warp. You just have to internalize and you have to set yourself a goal that you want to succeed. There's always a way out. If Subaru has taught us anything, there's always a way forward. Even if some people are left behind.
どうしたぼーっとして。
どうやら全く聞いてなかった様子だね。その間抜けな顔は。
いや、
有利の考えを聞かせてほしい。そう言ったんだけど。
あ、いや、正直よくわからないんだ。まだ。
記憶喪失というのは便利なもの。
You saw them using... I'm probably going to call them a he, because the name Raku. Second time we see this pill being taken. I do wonder what this is.
誰を疑うべきか迷っているのですか？ならばお前でいいでしょう。
おい待てよ、なんで俺になるんだよ。
Now the big problem is, I know it's not a big problem, but the big problem for me is she female? Is it a she? Is it a them? Just because there is like a skirt, a dress kind of thing, does not necessarily mean it's one or the other.
その怪しげな仮面は嘘を隠すためですか？そもそもここに来た時から共同、視線ともに落ち着きがないようです。
俺はこれが普通だ。
うかつな行動をした自分を呪うがいい。下がりなさい。
So it is not some kind of fake face on the fan. I'm really wondering. The fan, it's like, yeah, she has a fan. Why? Because I would have liked if there's just a fake image on the fan that just gives her a neutral appearance all the time.
呪うがいい。下がりなさい。
そろそろ時間です。
Now, theoretically, she should be voted off, right? Because she took control of the situation and they are more likely to be voted off.
投票は終了しました。有効投票数7、投票率 100%。
マジかよ。
あの
Yeah, that is pretty insane.
一言でみんなを誘導してしまった。今までの中で一番場を制する力があるのかもしれない。説の話だと巫女だとか言っていたけど、僕のことを何か知っているのか。
ゆりこっちのこと？
ああ、巫女らしいんだけど。
Others her legs? Definitely. So, I mean, we could check who people voted for, but it's most likely the Ayan was the only one voting against the Shrine Main. I do like that the show is skipping the stuff we don't really need to see. We saw a bunch of people being put in cold sleep. And we know what it is like. We don't need to see it every time. Unless something changes. Saving a little bit, getting back into the story. We have not gotten the information how many Gnosia are in this round. I'm assuming it's the same as last round. 2 Gnosia and then an engineer. That is my assumption. Because they did not really state how many are here, what kind of other jobs could be present. Is an engineer here or not? Is there maybe a shrine main? The engineer part was only knowable because the AI is connected to that and knows that the credentials were given out. Maybe the shrine main ability or character job, whatever, is outside of the AI, so the AI doesn't know there is a shrine main. Which may be interesting that every round we may be introduced to a bunch of different jobs, and only 3 out of potential, that let's say 6 or so, jobs are present in the game, and we have to find out which of these are present. So the engineer, pretty easy because the AI is telling us, but some of them are probably outside, like the shrine main, which is my assumption is a job or a class. And you need to find the information and use the information to deduce which jobs are present, and then naturally who has them.
何か知ってることはないかなって。
おお、見て見て。
Okay.
いらん。超可愛くない？
そうだね。
残念だけど S q ちゃん、こう見えて世間に出るようになってまだ1。
Hold up. Despite how I look, cute little SQ has been out in the world for only a year. Are you telling me you are 1 year old? Is that what you're telling me? Or is it like, oh, I was in hyper cold sleep, whatever?
1歳なのでちよ。
You don't behave like a 1 year old? Are we talking in dog years? 1 year old? Are we... I feel like we need to find out what the social norm is in this world. Because I don't know, is this okay? Would this be okay? Is it not okay? In our world, not okay. Unless you're a billionaire, I guess. In this world, is it because of the fast learning stuff? I mean, it would make sense if you look at it objectively. If you can create humans, as example, you are in this big voyage. You need someone new, someone to grow up. It makes sense to shorten the time that we spend in childhood, because we have all this training equipment. You can more or less go through school and college and maybe learn a trade in under a year through the training machine. There's no real benefit to have like a childhood, maybe. So it makes sense to straight grow up. And you get trained a lot of the stuff through the training machine. And you spend essentially like 18 years or so in the training machine. But in the real world, it's only a year. You know, the hyperbolic chamber kind of thing. I can definitely see that being the case in this world. I don't know how socially this is being handled. Because this also means that there is going to be, we saw the girl in the picture where everyone is present that looked younger. I can definitely see her being 1,000 years old because of something.
だから何も知らないのでっちゅ。
箱入り娘だったってこと？
Really, Shader? She's 1 year old.
あ、そっか。あ、そっか。まさにそれ、箱入り娘。だからほら、ピチピチでしょ、お肌。
本当だ。
It is also that some of her approaches were a little bit, or felt a little bit flirty. So I'm assuming that she's somewhat grown. Just in this context. It may also be that she's lying. This is also one of those parts we don't really know. So what do we do now?
高速船、星船。
Oh.
宇宙を
So she did literally come from another ship.
漂いながら祈りを捧げている。
何
Are you also 1 year old? It would definitely explain why SQ is somewhat childish. Has some very simple solutions which are not really bad per se. Because you don't really have many clues to go on. So leaving it up to random chance, probably same success rate. Now, seemingly she came from the other ship. I don't know if she came to the station, why it got attacked, and then she fled on our ship, or she came from that ship while we are on the way onto our ship, which in that case I would be like, why are you here? We have like a Gnosia confirmed outbreak. I don't believe you want to be here.
何をこそこそ嗅ぎ回っているのです？その目、なるほど。いいでしょう。場所を変えます。ついてきなさい。ここにします。
Also interesting that we seem to be near the planets that got attacked.
ご覧なさい。彼方の星々がよく見えるでしょう。
ああ。
そして星々はお前を見ている。お前のすべてを見透かしている。
僕のこと何か知っているというのか。
どう思います？お前は。
答え。
How about she doesn't answer a question with another question?
答えるべきか。いや、でも答えれば僕の心理を利用して誘導される可能性も。
滑稽な。何も知らないのですね、お前は。まあ良いです。いずれイヤオにも気づくことになるでしょう。己の歪みに。
So she seemingly knows what is going on behind, why this is happening. And Yuri has access to more information, but somehow is suppressing it. This may also be just a dream. Yes, this may be a dream where he's reliving the situation on the ship, trying to find the Gnosia, but in the real world he never succeeded and they took over and he more or less lost the whole ship. Maybe this kind of thing. And now he's in this perpetual nightmare where he tries to do better than he did in real life. Many possible versions this could go. Okay. Again, we don't really know how many enemies there are. We will see at the end, I assume. Was that Yuri? Yeah, Yuri is dead. Interesting. Oh, SQ was the engineer. Interesting. But we only had one Gnosia. One Gnosia, one engineer. And Yuri died. Tippy tappy, tippy tappy.
わかった。
戻ってる。僕がグノーシアに襲われたんだ。空間転移の途中で。
前のループで。
ああ。
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey. Man. I would hate being in his position. Because there are so many things that change. Characters change. Okay, I can live with that. Who the bad guy is changes. Okay. We change the amount of people that are, you know, Gnosia and special stuff. Okay. It's getting harder and harder to keep everything. Then the backstory of character changes. It's like, oh my fucking god. And now someone knows I'm in a loop? Excuse me? How? Why?
ループ？なんでセツがループのことを知ってるんだ？まだ最初の日だろ、ここは。
そうだけど。
This is the second time we saw this. Do you... I was wondering if you had this option, why didn't you use it on yourself, but on Yuri? And we never saw it again after the first loop.
セツも持っているのか、それ。
どうやら君はループが始まったばかりなんだね。情報交換しよう。出してみて。
You can take it out. First off. Second off. I don't trust you. Instantly, I don't trust you. Thirdly, are we going to meet other people that are in loops?
出すって。
それもまだ知らないのか。こうして鍵をイメージ
But it also means that Setsu went through a bunch of loops more.
すればいい。なるほど。
Looks similar, okay.
なるほど。もしかしてまだループがなぜ起きているか
Okay, enlighten
も
us.
分かってない。
説はわかるの？
No, 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 no. Come on. Spit it out. Tell us. Don't be like, oh, we need to go, we need to do. No, no, no. We can talk.
分かった。ちゃんと説明するよ。
You will explain everything now, right?
それをあげたのは私だからね。
Okay. Explanation? Hello? Sorry?
コールドスリープとなるのは
I guess fuck you?
ラキオ様です。
I guess it's the projection room. So, this game we are going to find out if there's always an engineer. Because this would be the third time in a row where the engineer is present. Meanwhile, the number of Gnosia always changed at this point. So,
ユーリは
explanation.
こういうのが好きなんだ。
好きってわけじゃないけど、落ち着いて考え事するのにいいかなって。
私には寂しすぎるかな。変えてもいい？
うん。
レビ、E のパターン7で。
かしこまりました。おお。へえ、こんなのもあるのか。
宇宙は殺風景だからね。このくらい賑やかな方が好きなんだ。何？
Would a cafe not be a good choice then?
いや、賑やかなの好きなんだなって。
別にいい。別にいいだろ。それよりこれの話。これは銀の鍵。
We are already starting. Silver key. Meaning there are different rarities, gold key, bronze key, wooden key, I assume.
人に
Then the question is, if it's a key, is it just to unlock this ability or is it going into some kind of chest? It's a life form that implants into a human, causing them to be reborn in a loop. What the fuck is going on? So we have all these different races that are working together in some kind of big alliance, I guess. I don't know. And then we have the Gnosia, who are aliens that are against the humans. Okay. And then we have this life form, which is additionally to the Gnosia, who can implant themselves into humans to repeat the loop. Why? I mean, I don't really know why the Gnosia are attacking humans. They see them as enemies. It may be the simple way of, if we don't attack them, they just try to eradicate us kind of thing. May also be that the Gnosia was at some point, like, as always is, some military research that went rogue. But what is
寄生し
about
てルー
this?
プを引き起こす生命体なんだ。
生命体？そういえばラキオが言ってた。そういう生命体がいるって。
I do not remember.
そうか。
どうして笑うんだ？
いや、なんでも。
ということは、もしかして説も。
ああ、私もループしている。
But not every Setsu is looping. Why are we overlapping in this loop?
けど、2人のループの回数は同期しないんだ。世界線も違う。例えば、今ユーリはまだ5回目のループ。
Yeah.
私はもう100回以上ループ。
That is good. Okay, give us information. Now, I'm a bit confused. Is Setsu a guy, a girl, a journalist? there a way to find out? Because the main part is that the lips are colored in a very feminine way to showcase the lips. Also, we have higher heels for the shoes. It may also be that Yuri has higher heels. It looks like he has some, but the heels are hidden. Maybe just to give them more height.
ループしている。
100回も。
そう、この銀の鍵を知識で満たすためにね。これ
Okay. So I'm assuming they want to be filled with enough knowledge. And then
これは人間に関する知識に興味があるんだ。それを
for some reason Freeran came to mind because of the last episode.
集めるために宿り主をループさせる。よく見て。
It's only filled halfway.
これが私が集めた知識。
Now, first off, what happens if it's full? Are you going to be thrown out of the loop and just die, I guess? Question is also, why do they crave that? There's some bigger reason behind that?
これで銀の鍵を満たせばいい。ついてきて。
Okay. So you can tell how much it has filled, which means if we go back all the way, yeah, you can see the fill line, okay. But what about yours? Oh, you can see it's barely down below. Yeah, barely filled. Nice attention to detail. They're very important, in my opinion. Especially for something like this. That you can go back and you can see, oh, they did keep that in mind. Very well done. So, first off, I'm assuming Gina cooking. Whatever you call it. Second, can you give us information? Why, as an example, why is Yuri's memory gone from before? I would want to know that. Is Setsu's memory gone? Is that maybe one of the points of the silver key? Second, can you give us more information, more tips, tricks? Because if I need to fill this, I don't want to die. It also means we are like invincible until the key is filled. And then the question is, what happens after that? Is it just going to disappear? And then we have to survive one more run? This could be it. It could be like this is, you have 100 training runs and then you have to get through a run without dying, without the ability to loop back. This could be the case. Also, the Gnosia, are they here because of the silver key? Another thing I never considered, this whole thing could be fake. Everything could be fake. The Gnosia could not even exist. It was just made to have an antagonist, someone you need to defeat. The silver key could also not exist. all these characters could be fake. All these characters, all the races could be fake. This whole thing could be fake. Before I was on, the simulation idea would be that everything is more or less right or real, and we just use that information to have a bunch of simulations. But now it could also be that everything is fake. Not only this is all simulations, but all the characters are not real, all the races are not real. You are not really in space warping from one point to the other. We never developed the ability to time travel, or not time travel, but travel between stars. This may be a lot more fake than I assumed at the beginning.
ごめんなさい。少し焼きすぎてしまった。
Last loop, Gina was not here.